Hey everyone, Sid here. I recently did a video on my drift car, the Porsche 911, and as you can see, it went quite well. Mr. Minion would agree to that. And I thought I would just walk everyone through with what I've done with the car. And yeah, my workplace is a mess. I have things open all around because the weekend is coming and we need to be ready because the weather is good outside. So let's have a look inside. What do we have? And I did put in some magnet mounts in the front to make it easier to pop on and pop off. And I have some light connectors, but yeah, those are not important. Let's see what are the other upgrades. And this is a Himoto MT301 radio that it came with. So I've been using the stock radio. It's quite good and it's quite beefy as well. So I don't mind that. It has a third channel as well. Haven't had the need to use it so far, but everything works well. Now let me show you what I did here. So this here is a 4300 kV motor that I got off Amazon, and it was a motor and ESC combo. This ESC has a fan on top of it, and it runs on 2S and 3S. And I also got a servo upgrade, so it has a 25 kg digital servo. So this is one more upgrade, and also the arm as well. If you can see here, this here is not plastic. This is a metal arm because the plastic arm just couldn't take the torque of the powerful servo. And what else do I have? Yeah, here I have the Sky Rc Gyro. It's like 10 euros or something. It's a very cheap component, and I just run the servo to the gyro here on the servo port. As you can see, there's a servo port, and then I run the wire back from the gyro into the receiver steering, and that works quite well. And yeah, maybe I can show you. Give me a second. So I've plugged in the battery. Let's hope nothing goes wrong. So I don't know if you can see in the camera. See, if I turn the car that side, so if I come this side, so this gyro is really helpful if you want to drift well and keep your car in one piece. Then I would always suggest that you go for a gyro, and doesn't have to be a costly one like you see here. And I made it stick off, so I can, if required, use it for my other vehicles as well. So quite a good addition. And I have the stock receiver that came with the car, so nothing fancy there. But yeah, this motor fan, it helps a lot to cool down the brushless motor on 3S. So it's a lot of power. And these are the batteries that I run. These are 50C 3S 11.1 volt Dean's connector battery that matches up with my ESC plug quite well. So yeah, this is the whole setup. It has open differentials, of course, it's required for drifting. And I did have to set up the ESC. So folks, here we go. This is the programming card that I use that came with the whole motor ESC combo, to be honest, and it's quite handy. It has this plug here where you can just plug in your ESC, and not gonna plug it in, but I'm gonna show to you what are the possible settings. It has all of these. Hope there was a good focus for a second. So it has all of these settings, and you need to figure out what's best for you, for what you're running. If you're running drift, like for example, I have the start mode at 4th level, which is ridiculously slow. So I had to amp it up to somewhere around 8 or 10, I guess. And similarly on the, I think, the braking force and some other, and there was a lot of trial and error is what I'm trying to say. So guys, I thought instead of trying to explain, I just show you what my settings are, and you already had the look at the list. So this is item by item. I'll just go. So first one is on 4, which means positive rotation, and then brake, and then backward rotation. Just keep the list in front of me so I can cheat a bit because I don't remember all the settings. And then we have motor rotation direction is set at positive. If your motor and your ESC setup is running opposite, then you need to set this as reversal, and then it works fine. Then on the start mode, like I said, it was at the level 4 and I increased it to level 8 now, and I'm thinking of increasing it a bit more because to be frank, the drift car needs a lot of power at the start. Next we have the minimum forward strength, and it was set at 7%, which means when you push the trigger or make the trigger lower, the minimum forward strength is 7%, and I also increased this to around 20% instead of 7%, so that worked well for me. Then the same for the minimum backing strength, I increased it to 20% at the 8 level, as you can see. Then we have the maximum backing strength. It was set at 4, which was 49%, and I made it 100% because we want to go full back if we require, not just 49%, especially when you're drifting. Number 7 is initial braking strength, set at 5%, and I've set it at 8 now, which is around 38%, and I'm going to increase it a bit more so that we have a bit more braking. Then we have number 8 and maximum braking strength, so it's at 100%. I've kept it at 100. It's at number 10. Then we have number 9, which is braking force, and it was at 0 in the beginning, which is why it was not the motor was not braking at all, the ESC brake, which is. So I increased it to 22% at number 3, and it works well for me. And then the neutral point range, I didn't play with this. Brake frequency, didn't play with this at all. Set at the stock levels. Then you have number 12, and you see the light goes on 1 2 3. It doesn't mean it's 1 2 3. It means the 1 is the 10th digit and the next 2 are just counted, so it's number 12 right now. It's that's how you read it. And number 12 is lithium saving, so it's automatic. Oh no, I changed it to 3S. Oh no, I didn't, because it's plugged to 3S, so it already recognizes it's 3S, so that's why it's 3S. Good to know. And then we have number 13, and that was the low voltage protection. It's a 3.1 volt. I didn't change that. But as we are on the 3S, it automatically went to 3.4 volt, which is good. And so after this, pretty much the number 14, low voltage protection, didn't change that as well. I'm not going to mess with those things. Reverse maximum throttle stroke, not going to change that. It's as what was in stock. Forward maximum throttle stroke, again some values in milliseconds, like you can see here. I'm not gonna touch those. Then number 17. So this is number 17, as you can see, but the last 8 is illuminated from 1 to 8, which makes it 17. And it's at number 1, which is synchronized rectification, and it's on close. So yeah, we're not gonna touch that. So to be honest, I have quickly cycling through all the ones that I have changed, and that is until number 9 that I've made these changes. And since those changes, my rig has been quite good, and it all depends on what you have and how your rig performs. But for me, this works quite well. Then I did get these tires for the carpet drifting. I have some old ones as well, but when I go out on the carpet, as you see in my previous video, I use this one. Looks quite good, and just cheap, 20 euros or something for four, so didn't mind that at all. Other than that, the central brace, it came with the car, and it's been holding up quite well. There's a drive shaft below it that makes it all-wheel drive. Tried to do two-wheel drive. I thought, let me turn this off. Background noise. So I did try two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive mostly, by removing the central drive shaft, thinking it will make the performance better, but it just made it worse. So I've shifted back to all-wheel drive, and I guess that's the fun of RC. You get to go on your adventure and see what works versus what doesn't. So I hope this helped somebody, because the program card settings were not available anywhere on the internet. Like, I scoured through the internet and I couldn't find one credible credible instance which would help me. So I had to do this by trial and error, and I kind of broke a few parts here and there. So let's plug that back into the channel too securely. So I hope it helps someone else, and yeah, if you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe and like. Cheers guys, see you next time.